Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? I apologize because today we're starting 10 minutes late. Okay, okay. I was hearing myself back. I was watching my stream. So I apologize because we're starting about 10 minutes late. Uh, I had some technical difficulties. I know I told you guys that that was behind us. I think that was last week, but technical difficulties always tend to have, new angles and new methods to get at you. But here we are. How are you doing? How was your week? Once again, I apologize for starting a little later. And as usual, as is our custom, I'm here again to nag you about one thing. Oh, I feel like, I feel like he's setting up something. Thank you, Ola, for doing some housekeeping for me. So, as is our custom, every Sunday I remind you of one thing and one thing only. Uh, how was your last week? Did you write down the three things that you wanted to get done last week? And more importantly, are you also planning to write down the three things that you want to get done this week? If you've been doing this thing consistently, you start to feel some sort of uh, control, some sort of peace and balance as you move through the week, because it's kind of like you're taking charge of your week. You're taking charge of what happens through your week. You are setting the score. You're setting the scoreboard for yourself. You are setting what matters for your week, and because of that, you know you get to have a sense of achievement, even if it's just one of those things you do. You understand? So if you haven't done it already, go and do it. Pick a pen and paper, or just open a note app on your phone, and write down three things you want to get done this week. Super simple. Don't make it complicated. Don't say I want to uh complete this and then this and then this. Super simple. Just one thing, two thing, number two thing, number three thing. Super simple. Always helps you to take charge of your week. Anyway, but that's by the way, it's just our custom here. Today we are having a session that was birthed by another previous session. You've been following this for a while. I did a series on Serve and Grow Rich where I'm talking about, how to get started, picking a skill, getting good at it, you know, selling it as a service, creating offers for it, and basically upskilling and getting more and more and more and more pay as you master it. And then I did another session on, I haven't forgotten the title of that session, or why you're not making good money as a freelancer. In case you've not noticed, the pattern there is Serve and Grow, which was supposed to be for you if you're just getting started. All of that is on my YouTube channel. You can check them out. And then why you're not making good money as a freelancer, it's supposed to be for you if you've already gotten started with something, but you feel like it's time for you to, move up in the ranks and get better pay, work with better clients, etc. Which now birthed these series. By the way, in case you don't know, I know I've only posted one of the banners. I'm bringing my friends over the next couple of weeks. Today, I'm bringing Tokwe, super powerful lady. Next week, I'm bringing my friend Eben, super powerful dude. And then the week after that, I'm bringing Alex and Rotimi. All of these people have been doing this thing for years. And I feel like you guys might want to hear somebody else apart from me. Why does this thing keep falling off? Anyway, our guest is already here. Uh, Mrs. Temitope Adegbite. She is going to join me in a matter of minutes, and we're going to walk through her story from getting started with freelancing as a student, working multiple gigs as a student, going from one skill to the other as a student, coming out of school, and trying to make way in in the labor, well, not the labor market, but trying to make way for herself after school, from one type of service to another type of service, and so on and so on. I think I've already spoken way too much. Uh, without, I feel like I'm not doing this well enough. I probably should have practiced how to introduce somebody. Anyway, we have our backstage, and I'm going to be bringing her on board right now, and we'll just kick this thing off. But should I drag this a little bit? Is anybody excited to see who our guest is today? You already know who it is because on the banner. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Hi, everyone.
Oh, okay. I think maybe it's me. Let me try and increase my volume. Can you speak again so I'm sure that I can hear you loud and
Hello.
clear?
Hi.
Yeah, I think
Is
it was my speaker. So
okay.
let
Okay.
both of us act like we didn't already speak before we went live. Let's start like we're just starting the conversation. So to sort of introduce you, I think I already did a little bit, and I'm going to ask you a couple of, ask you to. I know I told you that I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to end up doing it. Sorry about that. I'm going to have you introduce yourself, but let me help you a little bit. So,
Okay.
Tokwe here is a business analyst. Um, and you've done something like our excellence. See, Timothy here is telling me that you say our excellency in all our alacrity. Get get behind me. So anyway, I know you're a business analyst right now. I know that you've dabbled into like you didn't dabble into it, you really did it. You built a team around virtual assistants. I know you did social media. uh okay, it's me.
Right.
Everybody's trying to show me that it is me that is the problem. In the chat, everybody's trying to show me that it's me that my speaker is the problem. They can hear you. You did social media marketing. I also know that you did UI UX design. Me saying all of these things, some people might start to wonder like, how many things has this girl not done? We both did affiliate marketing back then, I remember. And I think you also used to do copywriting and everything. Guys, let me tell you why I'm bringing her on board. I'm bringing her on board so that you can see that your beginning can be chaotic. I know that almost sounded like the title of a church program. Your beginning might be chaotic. So your beginning might be chaotic, right? It might be difficult to put a pin on what you want to do, but as long as I'm already telling the story for you, let me just keep quiet and let you introduce yourself. You're always humble and quiet. Sell yourself. Go at it. Hey, I guess I was gonna for. Is it just me? Let me check what happened. People should start praying. I don't know this one that I guess was moved off just before she introduced herself. Let me just text her on WhatsApp. Okay, while she is chaotic beginnings. While she's I'm pretty sure she's working on coming back here, and we will get started as soon as she's back. But just like I was saying, I feel like a major hindrance for most people is uh especially if you've watched my first the first episode of the Serve and Grow Rich series that I did, you'd understand what I said about having so many options and not knowing what to pick, right? So the main reason why I brought Temitope is because I know that she had quite a path, and the funny thing is we all sort of do, right? The truth is you just have to start somewhere, and then as you get more clarity, you move. One of the guys I'm going to bring 2 weeks from now, Rotimi. I'm already telling you guys about all of them. I know he was into like um what's that thing? Data imputing or something like that. And then after he went into what's it called? Copywriting and then email marketing and so on and so forth. I myself I started as a generalist in um I started as a generalist in digital marketing before I started doing copywriting, before I started doing email copywriting, before I started doing email marketing. And I'm currently in the middle of making another major shift, right? So, okay, you're back. I think you're muted. Or is it me again before your fans start coming for me? You're not muted. But we can't hear you. I don't, at least I can't. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, there you go.
All right.
Awesome. So I already talked you up before you came,
I
right?
apologize for that.
That's totally fine. That's totally
Yeah.
fine. So as I was saying before you went off, um the main thing here is I know about, over the past couple of years, I know about the different paths you've taken, and I know about where you are right now. And, having been able to build a team around the things you do, making risky jumps every now and then, and still making sense of your freelance career. I don't know if you'd like to like touch on how you got started and an overview of your journey so far before we now get granular into everything.
Yeah, sure. So, starting off, I can't talk about my journey without talking about like my background.
Okay, I thought you wanted to say without talking about the love of your life or something. Because I wonder we're not doing love
No,
story here. If your
no,
husband is watching, self, tell him
my
I'm
background.
playing him. Okay.
Yes. So, I'm just going to touch a bit. So, starting off, growing up, my mom is someone that used to advocate for like learning new things. So I
Hmm.
think I picked that from her. And
Okay.
there was a time that I saw that she pays a lot for knowledge. Like if she doesn't know anything, she's
Hmm.
willing to like pay to like get that knowledge. So I
Hmm.
would say that I learned that from her. That's the kind of family I grew up in. My mom
Shout out,
didn't know
mommy.
how to fried rice, and she had to like get someone to teach her how to do that. So um I'll start from there. And I also won't talk about my freelancing journey without talking about how I even got into learning skills, because before you can say you want to be a freelancer, you have to have the skills, because you
Hmm.
have to be able to offer people the skills, and they pay you the money for that. So,
Hmm.
starting off, I dabbled into copywriting. How I just got heartbroken, and we ladies, when you get heartbroken, you want to just glow up, and I want to glow up, and I want to.
Hmm.
So
You want to do your own.
I
So
want
wait,
to,
sorry,
yes.
sorry, sorry. Somebody already told me not to interrupt you, but I'll interrupt you here. It's like you wanted to do. There's this Instagram quotes. These years that it was quotes that were trending on Instagram. That the best revenge is your success. Abby, that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah, you get that.
All
So
right.
I got heartbroken, and I was like, I need to make my own money. I need to do the things that I need to get done. So funny thing is, I stumbled upon a Google ad,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not think before, paying for that course. It was after I paid for it, I then realized like, what exactly did I just do? Like, I didn't even need this in the first
Heartbreak
place.
tough.
I didn't even need
You
this
guys
thing
should
in the
get your
first
heart
place.
broken today. It might change your life. Hey, network. Oh. Network. Oh. I was just about to hear about heartbreak story. Oh. I mean, I can't continue. I don't want to. I don't want. I want us to remain on that same energy till she comes back. We must hear about that heartbreak. Maybe she'll even tell us the name of the guy and tell us our his Instagram handle so we can go and tag him and say thank you for breaking our hearts. All right. Let's give her a little more time and pray that it stops. Our number one fan is here telling me that it is my fault that it has gone off live. I think it's a network. Heartbreak as a catalyst to success. Cool story. Yes, most people here would probably not want to admit it, but sometimes you just need your heart broken for you to have sense, right? And for you to know that it's time to make a pivot. Some people go and change their hair, some people go and buy new clothes, and some people buy a course to get revenge. Let's give her a little more time. It's kind of sad. When we spoke earlier, there wasn't any internet issues. Mm, Let me just go through the comments. I really hope she's back very soon so we can get into the meat of it because we're just doing intros here. Mm, 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 mm. The gods of heartbreak don't want her to expose. Yes, she was about to drop a real secret here. All of you are about to break people's heart and look for heartbreak up and down in order to succeed in life. But yeah, uh, jokes aside, that specific situation aside, I don't know if I've ever spoken about it on any of my lives. Um, and funny how it's going to be one of the things I'm going to teach when I get back to the four forces that unlock your growth. It's there's always, I think I have I mentioned this. There's always going to be two sides of everything, right? Oh, she said she's getting server error issues. What is going on? Yeah. There's always going to be two sides of anything. There's always going to be the negative side that you try to avoid, or the positive side that you try to work towards, right? Let me just try and respond to her about the technical issue so she can be back up as soon as possible. Yeah, while she's trying to get back. So what I was saying is, in almost every situation, there's always I think yes, the analogy I used was something that I picked up from Eric Thomas, that I said every morning in the jungle, the lion wakes up and the gazelle wakes up. I think she's back. And let's hope that network keeps things stable. The lion wakes up and the gazelle wakes up. When the lion wakes up, he knows that he has to chase something for it to eat. When the gazelle wakes up, he knows that he has to outrun something for him to eat. So there's always, so for her now, because she was heartbroken, she had to run away from something, the heartbreak. We're gossiping about you. Welcome back.
All right.
So
So where
somebody
did I
was
say?
saying that the gods of heartbreak didn't want you to expose their secrets. So please
And
continue to it. So,
yeah,
all right. So we're listening to you. Let's know what
yeah.
you're up to.
Um, so I got broken, and I realized that what did this person do that ticked me to be able to purchase this course
Mhm.
that I did not
Okay.
even need. And I researched and I found out about copywriting. And when I found out about copywriting, I was like, this is sweet. So I can actually use my words to convince
Mhm.
people and compel people to take actions. Then that was
Mhm.
sweet till I did not find a job. So I kept on doing a lot of things. I thought I thought immediately I just learned the skill like this, I'll just get a job. But I was so wrong. I was so wrong. So I didn't get the job. Then I just left it there. I was like, probably this is not for me. Maybe
Mhm.
let me do something else. And one thing to note is that mindset is very important. So
Mhm.
I also dabbled into affiliate marketing. Those affiliates. I won't talk about the product now, but it was very popular at the
I
time.
remember.
I dabbled into that. I didn't make any money from it as well too. So then I had to sit myself down to like
Hmm.
talk, think, like talk to myself, like talk where what exactly is going on. Are you trying to make money because you want to show off? Like, what is your motive behind making this money? Is it because you want to show off for your ex that, oh yes, I've arrived now, I can do all that? Then I just sat myself down and I'm like, no, your motive for making money or learning a skills has to change. If you want
Hmm.
to see any good progress, you have to be able to, shift from I want to do this because, I want to revenge, I want to that glow up, then move it into what how can I then do meaningful and purposeful work.
Okay.
So I after affiliate marketing, I dabbled into social media. So I got a course again on social media management. When I
Hmm.
got the course, I did the best I could. I learned, I practiced, I did the best that I know I could do at that point. So the things that I got from my social media marketing, I started implementing it in my business. I did
Hmm.
not have a job then, but
Hmm.
the knowledge, skills that I've gotten, I started implementing in my business. Then I used to sell sneakers, fashion wears for men, and all of that. So
Hmm.
when I started seeing changes from like, I already have copywriting skills. I also
Hmm.
picked one or two from the affiliate marketing, now social media marketing. So you see the way these things, we're building up
Piled on top of
on.
each other.
So no knowledge, all the knowledge, it didn't waste, right? So
Hmm.
when 2020, I lost my dad, then
Wow.
I lost money. I got my first big girl millionaire contract, but I lost everything to forex. Then in
To
2020,
no, to what? Say it again so that they hear at the back.
I lost everything to forex. Then
We remember. We
yes,
were
I
all
lost
there.
everything. I lost everything to forex. So, when made money, although
Hmm.
I got it was a contract, but I've made money, then, having to like then start scrambling that, oh, please, I calling my dad or I'm calling my brother that, oh, can you please send me 2,000 or 3,000? I need
Hey,
money.
big girl, don't cast to.
It was a lot. Then when my dad died, it hit another thing in me, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, now there's nobody else to call that, you need something. You have to then think about what you can do. So COVID happened. I Someone was talking about some things. I went to visit my cousins, and someone was just complaining that, we have a lot of messages on our business. We don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to do it.
Hey, now it is difficult of forex that don't want casting. Come on, man. Come on. She'll be back soon. Sorry, guys. We must hear the story. This story to the end. Hmm. And I don't like that it's breaking our flow. I know. I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I don't like that it's breaking our flow. Really sorry. I think it's network issues, which is sad. But let me sort of start recapping on the things she said, in case you're not catching it. Number one, she said she learned copywriting. She didn't get a job. Then she said she did some affiliate marketing. She didn't get a job. She didn't make any money from it. Then she had to realign her motif, right? Now, in case you're not catching it, something spurred her to get started, which was which was some sort of adversity, right? But then somewhere down the line, she had to like recalibrate to do it for the right reasons, right? She's pardon me, I think I don't think she mentioned how she started making money. through a contract. I guess she'll shed more light on that. But then she lost all the money to forex, and then she had to pick herself up again. She lost her dad, and now she knows that there's nobody to call. She can't be disturbing people and everything, and she had to figure it out. So, well, I lost a whooping $50 to forex, and I almost fainted. Well, everybody in Nigeria, one way or the other, has lost money one way or the other to one of these things. It is well, right? So, in case you're not catching it, right? Maybe you are here, maybe you have tried your hands at a certain skill or another skill, and the first thing that you're doing, forex collecting strays, well, and first thing you're doing is you're saying this thing doesn't work, and the problem is not even the thing that you say doesn't work. The problem is one of the biggest problems we have in this day and age, right? One of the problems we have in this day and age is distractions and too much possibility, and it is everywhere. You start this thing, this course that you say, and you want to start learning XYZ, and then you now enter Twitter, and then they tell you that there's this thing that used to pay people $20 after 10,000 taps. And because you don't have a better use of your time, a better use of your energy, a better use of your attention, you go on a tangent, and you're trying to make easy, fast money, and distractions. Not having the, should I say, the mental strength or the resilience to think that if you spend a lot of time investing in yourself, you can be worth a lot more. There's a book I read a while back that says good is the greatest enemy of great. Like the person that lost $50 now to forex, the person might feel like, that's the end of the world and whatever. Or that's not even the point. That's besides the point. I just wanted to throw shades. But because somebody brings to you all these opportunities, all these quick money opportunities, what is distracting most people from building, something that can become of value to them later. People just want to turn off their brains and make money, and it doesn't work like that. I've said it several times on my streams that the problem Nigerians have is update mentality. This is the new update. This is how they are making money now. One of the funniest things anybody ever told me when he came to meet me that he wants to learn about freelancing was he doesn't know a single thing about that thing, about the skill. He said so he just wants to open an Upwork account, and then he'll be getting the work and he'll be giving it to other people. I don't know how certain people think about um, life. I don't know if you not a human being? If you were the business owner and somebody who had no clue about a certain thing somehow got you to pay them money, right, uh, for a job when in fact they don't know how to deliver on it, how would you feel, right? But again, that's besides the point. That update mentality. This is the new way. This is the new way. Most people are using that same mentality for freelancing. I hear that cybersecurity is this skill now, but it doesn't mean anything to you. It's just money. It's just and the funny thing is, the money that it promises you, the money that they promise you, come and learn this thing and you can start earning XYZ. It's out. I'm trying as much as possible to be sensitive to it. It's not at the end of the day. It's not going to be a lot of money. The things that are pulling you away, and it's not your fault, right? Um, if you've never made any money from doing any kind of business online, if they tell you that if you do something for a month, tapping and you don't have to use your head, $100 might seem like a lot of money to you. But then there's a bigger game, right? There's a bigger opportunity, but you will never be able to work on that bigger opportunity if you keep focusing on the little things that are distracting you. Talk where you are back. You're not back. What's going on?
I'm
Okay, you're actually
here.
back. No, the
I'm
thing went
here.
off for a second. Now, see, you know what? You know what? Whatever network you are using, go and get backup of backup. Your story at the place that is starting to get sweet, you just go off and it's paining also.
Actually, I don't know. I got a new internet provider, so I think
Yeah, you
I'm
told
still
me.
trying to adjust to it. So I'm not sure what's happening. But
Mm.
for the record, don't say that I'm a freelancer. I have three different internet though, so I'm not sure what's happening today. My internet is usually very
Well,
good.
according to one of the commenters, they said the gods of the gods of heartbreak and forex don't want you to expose them, but I guess we will still keep going. Tap swap people, yeah. So before you came in, I was just essentially talking about the issue that most people have is, um, a lot of distractions. Like, look at your story, right? You learned this thing, then you learned that thing, you learned a couple of things, and eventually, you started building. To some extent, you were building yourself long term. But most people before, hey Jesus, guys, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on with network? Come on, network. I'm telling you, those gods have attacked again, this time with strong VPN relay. I don't know. I don't know why they don't want her to share her story. And the reason why I brought her on is I want to slay a major hindrance for most people is there's always going to be chaos when you get started, but you have to work through the chaos. And I don't know what your story is, right? But I don't think your story can beat ours. If yours beats ours, man, kudos to you. First, it started with just a breakup. Everybody gets a breakup, right? And then she loses her dad. She lost all the money that she's made. Like, think about it. So, something else that I learned today while I was listening to someone is I need a band of prayer warriors. I've learned is life will always throw you chaos, right? There's never going to be, guys, for me to, let me not start complaining about myself. But let's just say for me to stay consistent with these sessions, a lot of times I know maybe it's too early for me to start speaking like this. I don't know what's going to come at me next week. A lot of times I honestly don't feel like it because I'm not one person that likes to be in front of camera and all of that. If you ask me for advice, I can give you advice. But I decided I wanted, to commit to this. And it's what I'm going to keep doing. You understand? Even if I don't feel like it or not. You understand? No matter what the chaos looks like, as much as I can manage, as much as God allows me to manage. So what I'm trying to draw out of our story that network does not want us to draw out here is it is possible to start chaos with chaos, right? It is possible to start with chaos and then have to recalibrate along the line. You understand? Let's just hope that, you know, she joins us pretty soon. And it is funny, we did a session before the session where we were essentially testing everything, and none of this happened. None of this happened. Not sure why it's happening now. Super annoying, but it is what it is. We'll just wait for her to join back. And I guess I can just keep speaking about, should I call it the chaos theory? There's always going to be chaos in your life. You're always going to get confused. You're not going to know what the next step is. There's always going to be multiple options in front of you, and you just have to choose one and commit. And because you chose one and commit, this is a very thin line that I'm proud to work on to explain. Because you've chosen one and you commit, there's a difference between stubbornness and conviction, right? In life, you need a little bit of stubbornness for you to succeed at anything, but you have to know when, what's when the beat is over, when it just isn't making sense anymore, when you're just doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That is stupidity. However, if you are doing something with consistency and you are seeing improvements, even if other people are not seeing it yet, that is growth and that is something you can stick with. One of the people I mentor, I've told her, even though she's either watching this right now or she's going to join later and watch. Um, she hasn't gotten her own clients. She's frustrated. She's wondering, what am I doing wrong? Is it me? Is it this? Then I told her, hey, when we first started talking, when I first started mentoring you, you didn't even get anybody to consider getting on a call with you. And then later, you maybe get one call in a month. Now you're getting like 2 or 3, 4, 5 opportunities in a month. You are making progress. You haven't gotten to the progress, the result you want yet, but you are making progress. The day it will click, right? It will seem like magic. And that's why people like to talk about this person had overnight success. I don't know where I read this quote from, but it says, yes, I'm an overnight success, but that night took like 20 years. People only see it when you come out on the other side, right? People only see it after the light, you've come out of you've actually reached that light at the end of the tunnel. So that's why you don't need, if you're doing it for people right now, you're never ever going to get, you're not going to build, you make small money, you make small money, you make some money, but you're never going to make it um that point that you add. You're just going to compromise with whatever, you're just going to compromise. Okay, she said she's switching internet again. You're just going to compromise and you're never actually going to get anything super done. Somebody commented about, let me look for that comment. Somebody commented about buying like 3 different courses. Uh, no one I truly learned. See, I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Some things you see them through just for the sake, right? Some things you see them through just for the sake of your own personal resilience, so to say. My own example is I took a growth marketing course. I think that was 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Halfway through the course, I knew it wasn't for me. Why? Because of the technicalities of analytics and stuff like that. At least it wasn't for me at that time. But I'm not going to be one person that will start something and not finish it. So for the principle of that, I finished it because I also knew that finishing from the institute, CXL Institute, that I was doing it, would come with some sort of prestige. I still finished it, right? So these things happen. You understand? Would I say that it was a total waste? No, because there's some things, A/B testing, some things that I learned then that I'm still making use of now. So if you have a past where you've tried your hands on a couple of things and it hasn't worked, the real the only way that it is a waste is if you yourself actually weren't doing it with the mindset of excellence and learning it to the complete uh extent of it. Let me quickly check on our guests so that it's not like we are not checking and I'm just talking. Give me a second, guys. So it's possible that you learn 2, 3 things, 4 things. I myself, if you can find out who she is on the stream, you can ask my wife. She's watching, she's also commenting. There was a point in time that I was buying course after course after course. Matter of fact, this was before we got married. There was a time I even wanted to use loan app to borrow money to buy course. You understand? Some of them paid off, some of them didn't make sense. It's just part of the path. You understand? It's part of the path. It will start to make sense with the more clarity and more actions you take. All right, ma'am, we're waiting for you. If network will allow us to progress here, which we will. Internet. Nigeria. Just checking the comments. Okay, nothing new. Still laughing about the $50 comment. I recommend heartbreak. All right. Let me try to put a call through to her. I'll mute myself. Sorry, guys. Just need to check on her. Or actually, let me not call her because she's probably doing her best to join us now, and maybe my call might distract that. Temitope. Sorry, guys. Still talking about how top freelancers, think. Pardon the break in transmission. I can keep talking. I can keep talking, but you guys did not entirely come here to listen to me today. Me, I can talk, but I'd rather you just hear it from someone else than me just yapping and yapping and yapping.
The number you are calling is not.
Mm. That wasn't supposed to be out there. Okay, she's back. My call may disrupt her again. Now just keep quiet and let her talk. I'll not distract her. Maybe we can run through our story quickly. Let's give it 5 seconds. Hmm. Welcome. Oh, yeah, calm down, calm down. I can imagine that it's been tense for you. Relax, relax.
Honestly,
We are not
um,
angry at you. We are not angry at you. So the general consensus is when you come, that me, I should keep quiet and let you talk. So that in case network happens again, maybe you'll have gotten past your story. Oh yeah.
okay,
Where did you stop, Abby? Where did you stop? Oh,
yeah.
you lost
I
money
think
to
I was
Forex.
talking about, yeah, I was talking about 2021, going back to school.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I got back to school, I was still working. So I was working, and I had some savings. I had lost money, so I was financially wiser. I read some books, and I learned some things about how to like manage money too. So the money that I started saving up from my earnings, then I had savings, and when an opportunity came, I think it was you. You told me
Mm.
that day that yeah, so this thing they're talking about Upwork, oh. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard about Upwork before, Jerry. It's not, the people used to complain about it that they don't see any gigs there, that it's just waste
Mm-hmm.
of time and all that. And I was like, and you were like, no, you now talked about your now wife, that today I knew how much jazz made from this place, and I was like, okay, tell me more
It's
about
gonna
it.
cost her. You've casted the woman now. We know all.
I said, okay, tell me more about it. When I like, okay, that there's someone that is teaching the class. Although when I heard about it, I was a bit apprehensive because of the things I've heard about Upwork and how people get frustrated, people think it does not work and all that. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what, okay, I'll give it a try. I asked you, you've talked about it, that it's something that is worth giving a try. Then I went back to ask somebody else again, like, how far you are doing up work, how is this thing gone? The guy was not like that. His name is Larry. He was like, just do it. It's something that you would see the investment. Just do it. So I heard about it. At that point, I didn't have money. So the cost was about $100 then, as at 2021. It was
Mm-hmm.
about $100. So $100 then was a lot, because I'm paying that amount for a course was a lot. So I needed to like get confirmations from like people that have done it. How did it work for them and all that? So I borrowed money from my brother because I didn't have enough to pay for that, and I
Mm.
actually got the course. So we did the training. It was very intensive, and after doing the training, I knew what I wanted to do was virtual assistant. Why? Because when I thought about all my compiled skill all together, I was like, okay, where do I feel like I can do more meaningful work? I
Mm-hmm.
started running away from social media rules because I started noticing that I was already getting addicted.
Heavens, please. Quick prayer for network. Let that come back right now. Everybody pause. Act like nothing happened. Maybe nothing will happen. And talk where if you can hear us, we can't hear you. Oh, it's quite sad. It's quite sad that this is happening, guys. I really wanted you guys to hear her story. To give you another bunch of highlights from what she's just spoken about, she borrowed money from her brother, right? She borrowed money from her brother to be able to pay for the course, which means she was taking a bet on herself. You can say it's a safe loan, oh, but you know how family can be. Eh, how about that freelancing you said you were doing before now? Eh, and it will tell you at the most sensitive times when you come back for another one. So yeah, that's how we borrowed you money now. That time we did not hear anything about it. So yeah, there's always a risk. I think in one of the episodes I did, I talked about one of the things that will stop you from progressing is the fear of looking stupid, right? Let me make sure it's not just me. Okay. One of the things that will make you, you know, not progress in this life is the fear of looking stupid. If you really want to grow at anything, you can't escape it. You are going to look stupid one way or the other. You're either going to look stupid to the people around you, you're either going to look stupid to, you know, to yourself, right? Man, one of the biggest headaches for me when it came to like creating content online way back was I also didn't like the way I used to look on camera. Not like I don't think, how do I put it? It wasn't a are you fine, are you not fine, or whatever. It was more of a I just don't like it just used to make me cringe, right? And because I would just think, if it's cringe for me, it might be cringe to other people. Maybe I look stupid. And that's just, I'm just telling you the most recent one for me. Every step of the way in my freelancing career, what is imposter syndrome? The fear of being looking stupid, the fear that somebody would figure it out that you are not who you say you are, and they would just call you a fraud. Like, hey, you thought you could fool us, you're the fool. And it's just, it really is an irrational fear because there's a difference between facts and truth. The fact may be that um, you're not there yet, you're not that person yet, right? But the truth is, a few years from now, when you're telling your story, you're not going to be introducing yourself as the version of, you know, as the version of you. You're not going to uh, introduce yourself as the version of you that you were. You're going to be introducing yourself as that version of you that you now are. What I mean is, at the point when you are speaking right now, maybe you are not the, I don't know what you're trying to learn or what you're trying to be. Maybe you're not, let me see, let me pick something random. Maybe you're not a top digital marketing associate or digital marketing, whatever, or growth marketer in Nigeria, right? That's the fact. You don't know anything right now. But the truth is something that you can create. The truth is, sometime down the line, with your level of commitment, with your level of, um, the hard work you're putting in, that is who you are going to become. So that is your truth that you have to start living right now. You understand? So that's the bone of contention there. It's not you. She's saying I'm so embarrassed, but it's not her fault. And it's sad. It is really sad. So sorry. It's really sad because we did a test session and none of this happened. But you know, we'll see. We will see. All right, we'll give her a couple more minutes, right? So as I was saying, you can't escape the fear of looking stupid when you're trying to do anything worthwhile in your life. You're going to look stupid to yourself. You're going to look stupid to other people. Sometimes you even look stupid to the people that you serve, which are like your clients and the people that you're offering a service or whatever. It's just part of the game, right? It's just part of the game. It really pains me that, all of this is going on because you notice that she's talking about 2020, 2019. I've known her for close to a decade, like I've said. And I really know that her story is something that could inspire somebody here. Let me see. She said, She's suggesting that she goes off camera. Guys, I think that might make sense. I It would be nice to see her face, but maybe if it will keep things stable, right? Maybe we should do that because I really want you guys to hear what she has to say. You understand? Like to start to steal part of her story, I know that while she was still a student, she had a Nigerian job that she was doing remotely and was very, very should I say hectic while she was still trying to learn other things. Welcome, Tokwe. And
Guys,
you don't have to be embarrassed about anything. It is okay. I think everybody here is Nigerian, at least for now, until we blow past Nigerian borders. So everybody understands the network issues. Maybe you should stay off video like you suggested. And let's see how stable things can be. All right, guys,
yeah,
she's back. So to recap on what you've said, you borrowed money from your brother. The course was intensive, and I think that's where you wanted to go from.
yes. So after that, I started applying to gigs, and it wasn't like what I was expecting. Going into it, I was like, I'm just going to earn money, dollars now, just get clients now, and that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. But I didn't realize that it's a different ball game. If you want to stay long, as a freelancer, you have to do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that down the road. So when I started out, I just applied to gigs. I got one or two gigs, but one thing that I learned from the course that I actually purchased then was setting targets and all of that. So when I started out first, the first thing I said was I wanted to make my first 1K. So maybe that was what motivated me. Having a target was really important. If you want to be a freelancer that wants to set yourself apart, you can't move the way other people are moving
Mm-hmm.
first. So I had a target that I wanted to get, like, okay, I want to get my first 1K first.
Mm-hmm.
Then after the first 1K, I went about like, okay, now let's do 5K. Then like that, like
Goddess.
that. So the first thing was getting that target was very important. And another thing is most times there are some times and seasons.
Sorry, I'm
Sometimes
sorry, I'm sorry, Tokwe. I just want to put some context to this. At this time that you set your goal for 1K, where were you? Were you still in school? Have you left school? Because I want to put it
I
in
was in
context for
school.
people.
I was in
Okay.
school. I was in university.
Okay, keep going.
Yes. So I was in school when I had that first target. I wanted to do my first 1K.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hit that target, I didn't stop there. So I was like, yes, we've done 1K. This is just like, to me, that 1K was like a proof that there is something here,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is just to me that, this is just a proof. So it's now left to me to double down on what is working, right?
Okay.
And when I got that over the target, next thing was I started looking for, you know, I'm earning this amount, I'm charging this amount per dollar now, per hour, right? I'm charging this X dollar per hour. I want
Mm-hmm.
to be able to do, say, 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
But if I am, if the amount I'm charging right now, how long
Mm-hmm.
do I think it will take me to be able to earn this amount? So there's
Mm-hmm.
some sort of calculations that went into it. Then I have to sit myself down and say, you know what? If you want to be able to get to this point, you have to also add additional skills to what you have. You can't
Mm.
just say because you want to do this. You have to think about how to, you have to be able to work smart. So say for
Make it
instance,
practical.
yes, be very practical with yourself and be very honest with yourself. So when I
Mm-hmm.
started, maybe if you started out now, you're charging $10 per hour, and you know that by the end of the year you want to get to like maybe 2,000. you have to be able to also sit down to calculate that, okay, if I'm charging $10 per hour, how many clients do I even need to be able to hit this target per month or per,
Mm,
the quarter or per year? I had to also sit down and calculate. And I spoke to myself. I said, you know what, you have to be able to upskill. This is
mm,
good. This is good. But for you to be able to get to where you want to get to, you have to be able to get a very high income skill,
mm,
right? And I started also looking into different skills that I can learn. And fortunately for me, I got to help. Like, I worked with few tech founders, people that were building digital product, people that were building digital like websites, mobile apps, and all that. So I got intrigued by the back end of things, and I'm like, you know what, there's something here. I like the way this thing is, although I am a VA in this capacity, but let me see what these people are doing. This
mhm.
is very interesting to me. Then let me go ahead and learn more. Then,
Very interesting. So it's piqued your curiosity, and then you
mhm,
decided, hey, let me just, um, you decided it is something that it is, you started to see it as something that you could do, and you started to picture yourself as somebody that could do this thing, even though you didn't have any experience at it or anything that points you to being able to do it, right?
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
So, I did that, and I started researching again. Then I went ahead to like buy courses. For me, one other skill, one other thing that you have to be able to stay or do as a freelancer to set yourself apart is, don't be too stingy with maybe trying to improve yourself. It's not every time you should calculate too much about, oh, this thing is 100,000, or this thing is. Invest in yourself. I say
Mm,
it a lot that investing means a lot to different people, but
mhm,
I am a very firm believer of self-investment. I would rather
mm.
invest in myself, my knowledge, investing in knowledge, because I know that when I have that knowledge, I'm able to charge higher, and I'm able to like even make more impact. So
Totally
don't be
agree.
afraid to invest in knowledge. If Don't be afraid.
I'm laughing at. Somebody is probably watching this thinking, it's easy for you to say now. You that you've already made 1 million at that point. It's-
even
See,
though even though even even though, like, this is not even a thing of like, maybe because I've made this amount of money. Even when I was
Mhm,
broke, even when I was broke, if I know that I want to get this, it got to a point that my brothers, my dad, they were like, what exactly is going on with this girl? Like, what exactly is wrong with this girl?
I want to talk. Oh, I want to talk because I'm using you to do revision. Last week I talked about obsession. And what did I say about obsession? I said when you get obsessive about your target, when you finally get restless enough to make your dream life a necessity, right? That is when you start living your dream life. But that it doesn't end there. It is not even you that starts to notice, it's people around you. They just know that there's something about you that you are going somewhere. Please continue.
Yes. My brothers, my dad, then be like, what exactly like, what, can you just sit down? There was a time that I was actually practicing what I learned. That was when I was still home then, and it was in the middle of the night. There was literally nothing I was doing, and my dad was like, why would you be on the laptop at this time? It's in the middle of the night. What are you looking for? Shut that laptop down and go and sleep. Of course, I'm under his roof, so there's nothing. I,
There's nothing you can do.
there's nothing I can do. So, I, I just knew that I can't do things the way others are doing it. So,
Mhm,
and it's also good for you to also self-reflect. Don't
mhm,
take everything to act like, oh, because I did this and I feel that it's everything is bad, then everything is not good for me. No. What about if that thing is actually a redirection? And
mhm,
nothing in this life, no experience, no knowledge, nothing is a mistake. Nothing is like it just happened. right? There
Mm.
is actually
That's
something
interesting.
that you can learn from or pick from it. So
Sorry. You need to get deeper into that. Don't mind me for interrupting you, please. You said
no
nothing is
worry.
a mistake. Can you explain that further? Because I don't want somebody going to go and do something stupid and say nothing is a mistake.
Nothing is a mistake. Like me dabbling into copywriting, it didn't work for me. Although
Mm-hmm.
I was pained because it didn't work the way I expected it, but I picked a skill from it.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to know how to write better. I was able to know
Mm-hmm.
the logic. I understood the logic behind sales. That
Mm-hmm.
and sales does not happen, out of the wind. It is something that was planned. There's a logic and there's a psychology behind sales. So I picked those things. Those were like my bedrock. I'll call it my pillars for what I'm then doing today, like running my own VA agency and being a business
Mm-hmm.
analyst. Because funny thing is, all the different skills from my affiliate marketing that I did, I learned how to use WordPress. We have to create sales page then now.
Sales
I learned
page,
how
yeah, I
to
remember.
do web copy. And clients today that my VA clients today, they request for these services. And these are things that I've learned like maybe 3, 4 years ago. And I'm still using it
Mm.
right now. So those are some of the things that I just wanted to share regarding that. So if you are here, maybe you've dabbled into different things as well like me. I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to see how you can go back to the drawing board and reflect, self-reflection. How this thing that I'm doing, what are the things that I can pick from it,
Mm.
right? What are the things that, and if you try something and it's not working, you have to also be dogmatic. Another thing that I didn't realize until now is not dogmatic is the word, like you have to be resilient. That's the word I was
Mm-hmm.
going to say. Do you know that maybe if I stuck long enough to my copywriting, I could have actually also become a copywriter. But the
Mm.
problem is most people don't want to stay long when they want to learn a skill.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have that staying power. You can't say you want to learn a skill for maybe 3 months and you want to become an expert at it. That
Mm.
is very wrong.
See, that is the problem most people have. Pardon me. I also want to add to that. Uh, I can almost smell it, right? When somebody messages me, see, most of the time, if somebody even message me and they say they want to learn email marketing, I don't take them seriously. You have to convince me. Why? Let me tell you why. Because most people just like to copy,
Mm,
right? They just hear this thing. They think they maybe they see that I made a post about something, or maybe I did a nice corporate headshot and they feel like it done better for this one somewhere. Then they're like, what is he doing email marketing? Then see, there's something called confirmation bias, right?
mm,
There's something in their mind now tells them that, yeah, I've always thought about this email thing. Is that email
mm.
copyright, email marketing? It's a lie. You are confirming yourself based on rubbish. You understand? You don't, when I now ask that, okay, how does this thing actually translate into actual value for the people you work with? They are blank. I'm not expecting you to have 100% knowledge about it, but
Mhm,
you have to understand how it works in the real world. You understand? At the
mhm,
end of the day, even if they don't say it, that I want to learn it in 3 months or whatever, that is about how long their half life is, like how long they're willing to go. And it's their fault and not their fault. It is the
mm,
fault of people like you and me. Let me tell you why. And I'm only dragging you in because you're also a copywriter for a while. Everywhere you go online, you see pick up a skill and earn X amount in the next 90 days. So that is what everybody's
yes.
expectation is. I've said it on this stream, right? Several times. If I teach you anything today and 3 months from now, or 90 days or 30 days from now, you start making a
Mhm,
lot of money from it, it's not because of what I taught you.
mm,
What I taught you might have added to what you already know to accelerate it, right?
mhm, mhm,
What I taught you might give you new perspective for you to do it better. But it's not what I
mhm,
taught. It's not only what I taught you.
mm,
It is what you already carried. You
mm,
understand? So people are looking for those stories, and it's really sad because the way marketing is done in most to most people is unethical. They don't
Mm,
clarify, who it is for, what to expect.
mm-hmm,
Everybody wants to tell you that you get results, and it's one of the principles of marketing. Like, make it as easy as possible for them to make a
mm-hmm,
decision. But sometimes
mm-hmm,
it doesn't serve people. Now, here's the thing: you're an adult with common sense, right? If you yourself understood the principle of hard work, if you yourself understood the principle of process, you're not going to believe that anything. I bought courses that promised a month or 2 months or 3 months, but I knew at the back of my mind that this will take time.
mm.
You understand? So it depends on the kind of person you are. Please keep going.
Thank you
Or
for
did I
that.
just throw away your did I disturb your train of thought? So I think you were talking about the fact that you probably think of it more as a career, something to do long term than just a short sprint of, let's say, 60 days or 90 days or whatever.
Hmm. So, it is, very, very important that you are resilient. There's this thing that I read somewhere that before you can become an expert at something, you need to have, put in at least maybe 10,000 hours into that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if anyone is here, before you can even get into freelancing, you must get to learn a skill, and you have to be able to push and put in efforts. Nothing, it's there's nothing like it is easy. If if anything happens like easily, I used to question it. Like, I question it, like, okay, it's not like I don't like soft life, but that life is in stages, life has processes, and you can't just wake
Mm-hmm.
up one morning to say, I want to get to this person's
And jump
level.
the process.
Can't. It is not possible. It is
And
not
and
possible.
the problem with when you're expecting things to come easy, which is most people's problem, is it's not about getting something. It's about being able to repeat it, right?
Exactly.
If you made your first 1K, and I said this last week or 2 weeks ago, that most people's problem is they are tactical, but they are not strategic. Tactics can get you to your first target, maybe uh, three best proposals to send, proposal templates, how to set up your bio for success. It will get you somewhere, but you
Mm-hmm.
can't replicate it because you always have to go back to the source
Mm.
for you to be able to get it. You understand? Now, see, everything you said, I like everything you said, and I feel like people that are just getting started can get a lot of value from it. But let's go deeper. Let's go further, right? So you've been doing VA work for some time. At what point did you start thinking, hey, I can start making more? One, two. At what point did you start thinking I need to start bringing people in to assist me? And finally, at what point did you start thinking, hey, maybe I should start shifting from this VA? What made you decide to go from VA to business analysis? And the point I'm trying to bring out, the end point I'm trying to bring out here is for people to understand that there's a path to this thing. You might not arrive at your destination immediately. There's always going to be decisions for you to make along the line for you to better align with, what brings the most value for you and for the people you serve.
Well, how did I transition from being a virtual assistant to business analyst?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was fortunate to interact with products. I mean, development of apps, all the nice things. The company I was working as a virtual assistant, they have this AI solution that they built, or they're still building anyway. So I
Mm-hmm.
was really intrigued the way this thing was. And, aside from being intrigued, I also knew that I can't do, if I want to hit or get to that stage that I really want to, I need to do
Mm-hmm.
something different from being a virtual assistant, because there's a limit on how much I can earn being a virtual
Mm-hmm.
assistant. So I knew that, and I got interested in what they were doing. And when I saw it, there were things that I I think that I have the capacity for. So those were like the two factors that prompted me into like researching into skills. And funny thing is, I did not know I was going to even end up in business analysis.
Mm-hmm.
What I did was I sat myself down and what are the skills that I have right now. It's just like maybe doing a gap analysis. We use it
Mm-hmm.
in business analysis. Like, okay, what are the things that I have currently? In business analysis, we call it gap analysis. Like, where am I right now? Then where do I want to be? Then what is the gap between that? So I said, okay, I need to increase my earning power. Then I really love what these people are doing. How can I support? So I did some bit of research, like I saw different skills, project management, business analysis. I saw coding, I saw data analysis, and I'm like, okay, I can't do all of this. This is what I know that I have the strength for. I have the strength, and I have the capacity for. So in fact, I wanted to even go into project management. I was like, okay, so in my training, I did both project management and business analysis. And how I stumbled upon business analysis, I'm going to get to that. So I registered for PM, project management, and one way or the other, they mixed my name to like people doing business analysis.
Oh
So
wow.
that was, yes, they mixed up my name. The training program, it was project management I wanted to do before. So
Mm-hmm.
when they mixed my name, that was when I had a business analyst cousin that she's very very good at what she does. She has moved on aside from being a business analyst now to a data governance person consultant. So I went ahead and asked her that this business I want to do project management. They mistakenly registered my name for business analysis. I don't know. What do you think? And she was like, "Ah, business analysis is nice. I've actually done my research before I go and meet anybody for any question. I do my research. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
do my research. I just go to them because they already have like they have the
Perspective.
yes perspective here. So I went ahead and asked her that this is what this is the situation I am right now, but reading up about business analysis now, I can even see that I kind of like it more. I kind of like it more than project management. And she was like, you know what? Because the class, the training, they offer project management training and business analysis training. So she was like, you know what? Do the two.
Mm.
And the people we were in a group, the group members they paired me with for project management, they were actually training for project management. They were not turning up. So I
Mm.
stepped in. I
Mm.
stepped in. I was when we were in our classes and when we were doing our projects, I was doing projects for like peer like project manager and also a business analyst. But I business analysis was my core, but I just dabbled into project management again. So I did some project management classes. I also did the project. So that was how I ventured into business analysis.
So you can
That
say that you venturing into business analysis self was just random.
it was very random. It was not something that I woke up one morning saying, today I want to be a business analyst.
You see, now it's just to kind of recap everything you've shared, right? You've talked about number one, trying to get revenge on your ex and learning a skill, you know, and then recalibrating, trying to find out, what is the right motive for doing this. Now that you got the right motive, you made some money, you lost some money, you had to borrow money to reinvest in yourself in order to get on a better path. You started doing something, which is the virtual assistants, and then you knew that, okay, if you're going to be hitting the targets you want to hit financially, you need to do something of higher value. Somewhere in between that, I know we didn't touch on that, you started bringing. Now there are two things you guys can pick out from here, right? um you can choose to work more, You can choose to do the same thing in a better way, or you can choose to do a better thing, right? The same thing in a better way that she did was, okay, she's a virtual assistant. She doesn't have enough capacity to handle all that she's got on her plate. She hired people. Now she has an agency. She has an agency. There are people that can do the work for her. But that still doesn't stop her from now looking for something that is much bigger, right? And then while she was even trying to find the thing that was bigger, through what we'll call random luck, she stumbled onto something else entirely, right? And then there's something else that I hope everybody here pick, right? Where she said that if she's going to ask anybody for advice, if she's going to ask anybody for anything, she will first of all do her own research. You see, your problem, and I'm talking to you, I don't know who it is that's looking at me right now that I'm talking to. Your problem, okay, I'm not actually pointing at anybody, but if you catch yourself, catch yourself. Your problem is you off your brain and you ask people questions. They are not going to answer you. Nobody is going to answer you until nobody helps you until you're on the way. That's just the cruelty about life. Because why will I be carrying you? Me, if I'm trying to reach somewhere, I'm looking for somebody that will carry me. Nobody's going to come and drag you off your mental laziness. Like, I've been reading about that business analysis. What is it about? So me, I'll now calm down. Now, have you never heard about the art of Googling or the art of chat GPT? Your problem is you don't even know. Your problem is you don't know how to ask the right questions. First of all, you don't have the right motive. Your motive is just, do you know people talk, by the way, talk, what this is me telling you. You know there are some people that only want to do this thing just so that they can talk about the fact that they do this thing. So that they can tell their friends that, me too, I'm actually learning that data analysis. So they don't want to do anything. They just hear about it and they're like, it's like that thing is sweet. Then you now carry that your mentality. You come and meet me now say, actually, I want to learn and I want to know what you think. What have you thought about you yourself? What do you think? Tell me the research you've done. Tell me, what you found out about people that are in this line of, work. What does 5 years look like for them? What does 10 years look like for them? But the only thing that this one I are writing revenge down, Timothy. Don't go and be looking for revenge up and down. The only thing that people just want is tell me the hack, tell me the updates. What if we check your Google chat search tab now? What I will likely see is top earning what's it called? Top earning skills in 2025. You wrote that same thing in 2024. You wrote top earning in 2023. 2026, you write top earning. Should I tell you what is top earning? Anything that you are good at and you know how to communicate how good you are at it, and you find the people that are willing to pay a lot of money for it, that is how you get top earning, not from jumping and not thinking. I think I finished my rant rather. So I don't know
Wow.
if you wanted to add
Thank
any
you for sharing.
extra stuff to
Thank you
extra
so
stuff to
much
that.
for sharing that.
Yeah.
Well, you've said a lot, honestly, about um, trying to doing research in yourself. For me, when people reach out to me, because I also get people reaching out to me to say, oh, they want
Hmm.
to, they just want to learn online skill. I do screening. I
Online
do
skill. Sorry.
I I just screen. I'll tell you to go and read a book, or I'll tell you to go and there's a compilation I used to send to people. So that compilation has like links, videos. I'll tell you that for you to have my time, it's not about me being, rude, or I just want to
Rude.
know that you are serious. So I'll send you a list. I usually have like a resource for like people that are just starting out. I'll just send that to you as a WhatsApp message. Go and read it. If you then come back to me, I'll know you are serious. I'll tell you to draft a report based on what you read,
Me,
so that we don't waste
me.
our time.
Most of the people that I send, see, let me tell you, I'm putting it out here. Maybe some people are even here that have come to meet like that before. Do you know the thing I used to send them? Google Digital Garage, right? Google Digital Garage is 40 hours. Me, myself, let me tell you, me, myself, I've not finished that Google Digital Garage. I'm not doing it to chase you. Let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why. See, some people like to just turn off their brains and just follow instructions, and that's not how to grow. If I give you Google Digital Garage, that doesn't mean you should go and watch all 40 hours. You have the mental option to look at that thing and look for what interests you the most and start to learn in that direction. And then come back to me and say, this thing is what interests me the most. And then maybe I can give you advice off that. Or maybe from that, you can pick up something else that you can go towards. But most people, once they see, you know, people are scared of information. I don't know if people usually go to, maybe there's a part of the body that people used to go and check their specification and they feel like their brain is only like 30 gig or maybe 25 gig. And if they read too much, it will be full. I don't
Actually, I think
know.
there's a research that we can't fully use up our brain. There's a research like
You
that.
understand?
Yeah, we
See,
can't fully use
it
up
is
our brain.
almost, it is not, you might get tired now. Granted, you might be overwhelmed now, but I don't think it is possible for you to fully use up the gigabyte space in your head. So most people's problem is mental laziness, right? One of the things that saddens me, and that's just for the beginning, right? Now about getting to a point where you know you have to grow. You are just distracting me. You know who you are in the comments. Most now I've lost my train of thought. Ah, village people. What was I saying? Yeah, I was talking about uh Google Digital Garage. Okay, space in their head. Like people just think, I don't know if people feel like, if they think or read it too much, there'll be no longer space in their head or anything. It is nearly impossible. Understand? You expose yourself to more, right? You expose yourself to more so that you can find options for yourself. You can create a path for yourself. There's almost infinite at this age and stage that we're in. There's We can be doing the same thing, right? But still not be doing the same thing. I am an email marketer, right? But I have email marketers that do cold emails. You understand? I have email marketers that do like emails for like coaches and consultants. You understand? We're all email marketers. If you come now and just say that I do email marketing for e-com, so you want to do email marketing for e-com, it might not be for you. You understand? It might not be for you. But people are just looking for who will just nudge them in one direction. And the only thing that reminds me of is my dad. I know he's not going to watch this stream, so let me just drag him here. My dad will randomly pick up the phone and call me and say, do you remember? Let me use Timothy's name. Do you remember Timothy? Which Timothy, daddy? Timothy, mommy Joshua's son that used to live in our next to our house at whatever, whatever. I don't remember Timothy. I just finished school and I was talking to his mom and he's like, he doesn't have a job. Just tell me to look for somewhere to fix him in that your digital marketing thing. I'm like, fix
I
waiting.
thought I thought I was the only one. I have an uncle like that too.
You understand? And let's now say, this is me stealing Iben's story. Iben is coming on next week. Let's now say they now fix you. Well, whoever I paused a little just in case the person that Iben told me the story about, I said, "Mommy Joshua, okay." Maybe the person is watching, but since not Iben's show, the person will not watch. They fix you, finish. They fix you, quote and unquote. Was teaching you, the person was teaching you, okay, learn design, learn this, learn whatever, down to the extent that he was even buying data for you, and you were saying the work was too hard. But let's not get into that, right? Most of the time it is mental laziness. The second thing is um vision, right? And lack of practicality. People just like, it is scary starting all over. I'm saying it a couple of times. I'm saying it more and more. I am also in a stage right now, and I think you and I discussed it. I've said it publicly here. I'm learning now about agentic AI because I think that is the future. It is scary to think that I am going to be a beginner at something, but I know it is better I'm a beginner now on my own terms than 3 years, 4 years down the line, and I have to be a beginner because I can't find work, or because it's no what I'm doing is no longer relevant. Understand? So I'm saying this specifically because our conversation is tending towards people that want to get started. But there's also a huge segment of people that, you got started in whatever you're doing, you're making money, and now that money has become a trap for you because you're not number one. You don't have the guts. When reality of hunger never knock person, hard work is usually hard. You don't have the guts to invest in yourself. I don't want to start talking numbers before billing enter my DM for WhatsApp. But almost every time, or at almost every stage, I have you people are tagging my wife in the comments. You can ask her. I have used equivalent of my whole month's earnings to buy a course. I have used my savings for months to buy a course. Why not course like program? You understand? Why am I doing that? Because I always say something. I know that except if you're tricking yourself, you can't save money to get rich. You can't save money to get rich, right? Let's say I'm making 200,000 naira per month. Let's assume that you are living in Ekiti, in a remote area in Ekiti, and your cost of living is high. And somehow you may find a way to save 40,000 naira every month. Before you can save up to a million, is X amount of months. If, however, you take 200 out of your 200,000 naira, you find you go hungry 1 month, you won't die. You won't die. You go hungry 1 month, you take 100K, use it to buy a course. Why am I saying the course like the other one? You got a program, right? And then after practicing for a couple of months, after practicing for a couple of months, you become somebody that starts earning a million naira per month. Now you can save 100,000 or 200,000. Even your savings is easier when you start making more money, right? But because you to the guide, that your 40K in your mind is like, yes, so there are some people that are just money grabbers. You understand? It takes some time for you to be, you'd eat a couple of frogs, so to say, some bad eggs before you start to be able to discern, okay, this is a good program, this is not. But it's part of the learning process, right? It's better you're learning that now that you're trying to buy a 20K, 30K course. And when you start buying like $500, $1,000 or whatever, there's discernment necessary. But you don't want to invest in yourself. You think anybody that wants to collect money from you is trying to scam you. Knowledge that you did not pay for cannot be retained, right? Money you didn't, knowledge you didn't pay for, it can't be retained. One way or the other, there has to be accountability. There has to be responsibility in your part. It's called pay to play. It is simple, right? You are at this level. There are certain people at this level. You want to play at that level. There's a gate pass. There are two ways you can get to that level. You either figure it out through trial and error and hope that you get it, or you can have somebody that has, that has already gotten there that can now tell you, hey, this is how we got here. This is what you should watch out for. It doesn't mean that everything they tell you is going to happen exactly as it is, but at least you are wiser than somebody that isn't, that hasn't gotten that. I put it to you, there was somebody that I paid, is it $120 or so for 1 hour of his time, or thereabout, I don't remember, or 30 minutes of his time, only for him to give me a specific insight about, email marketing. You understand? And that is just one of it. Gabriel is asking that must the payment be financial? If I'm being honest with you, right? If I'm being honest with you, the quickest way is has to be financial. Because what is the other way? You work for them. It is another, if you don't have it, right? And you can convince them of your value, that because free it can be expensive, right? If somebody now that doesn't know, that is coming with me with the mentality of I've heard about this, whatever, and they said they work for me for free, your free is expensive to me because I have to start training you. I have to start correcting your stupid mistakes. Sure, you understand? But yes, you can use your sweat and pain of sacrifice. You guys are teasing me to actually bring one of my other friends on. I've talked about him before. He wanted to break into a certain industry, and this is an industry of millionaires, right? He is one of the biggest operators when it comes to his skill sets in Nigeria. He has worked with, top music producers in Nigeria, people that I can mention. If I mention their names, you recognize them. He has won national competitions in area. And if I mention him, if anybody is in that space, you would know him, right? I don't want to start calling names here. Last year, not last year, early this year, he decided that because he wants to enter that level, he wants to start working with these kind of people, which are, who are millionaires in dollars, right? He's going to work with like 10 of them for free. 10 of them for free. And then what did he do? He started pitching. Of course, he's not pitching them like, hey, I am for free. Nobody's going to hire you. Nobody's, your free is expensive, like I said. Instead, he went to them. Okay, this is what I've done for you. I think you would like it. A couple of them be like, oh, this is awesome. So what do I have to pay for it? You know what? Actually, you don't have to pay, right? I just want to learn. I want to get into this industry, and I like to know the things that you know that are important for you. And guess what? A couple of months down the line now, he now has packages that are worth thousands of dollars for these people because now he knows what these people want. He's not guessing. He has worked with them for months for free, but his free did not come with empty edge and lack of research. His free came with an offer. His free came with value. You understand? It's like what you said, Topper, when you said that you don't go to people with an empty head, you go with your own research. So even if you want to offer free work to somebody, you have to come with some substance for them to feel like, you're an addition. You might think that okay, maybe they want to cheat you, but you yourself you want to cheat them because you want to learn from them. So it's not really cheating. There's a sort of transaction going on. Problem is people don't understand that there's more than one currency. Money is not the only currency. Time, attention, energy, they are all currencies, right? So now finally I rant a lot, Monanovex. So now finally sort of answer Gabriel's question is yes, you can pay with all these other things, but if you can find, let me put it this way, you can spend the next 6 7 months trying to pay with sweat and tears and whatever, or if you can find the money, pay for it, and then spend that time actually learning in a direct path, it will move faster. You understand? So my people, pay to play. Thank God I'm not Kuku selling anybody any course, so that you don't think I want to. I want you to buy my course. I am not selling you any course or anything. Pay to play. Till today, I am still paying to play, right? Pay to play. If you want to get to a certain level, you find out, you get the gate pass to enter that place, and that is how you get to that level. It's the simplest way, the quickest way, and they are steps by step. You don't just say, hey, I'm here now, then I want to jump to level 100. A few days ago, you guys can do your research. It was the birthday of one of my mentors. Don't let me say my biggest mentors, or somebody that I look up to. So I was in a community of people that bought his course, and this is a rather expensive course by Nigerian standards. So I was thinking about when he drops the first version of the course, there was no way in hell I could have been able to buy it. So when I now sit down and say, since I can't buy that course, so I cannot learn. No, I went to buy the one I could afford, even though the one that I could afford nearly killed me. And the Bukulo's course. That if I'll keep saying that story, even though I've told Andy Bukulo himself that one time, I think on a call, I bought course 35,000 out of my 65K rent. They nearly chased me out of my out of my single room apartment that time. But that aside, I've already ranted a lot. I don't know if you wanted to add anything extra. We usually don't run it this long, but because of the internet issues we faced, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add before we kind of round it up.
Yes. So, aside from like just to buttress your point, um, you have to also be strategic with access because
Mm,
you might be learning, doing all the best you can. You've gotten courses, you've done all the things. One of the things that also accelerated my own progress was trying to doing all I can to get in the midst of people that are already doing what I want to do. So,
mm,
paying for access as well. It's not only courses. You can pay to be in a community. There are communities that
mhm,
are actually paid, that they have people there that are already making those things, they're already doing those things you want to be or where you want to be. So please don't be shy or don't do over kaku when it comes to
mhm,
like paying to get information or paying to get knowledge. So, um, I also wanted to add that for aside from like all the things that I've shared, talking
Mhm.
about I talked about surrounding yourself, then surrounding yourself with people that are positive. Um you can't you can't really grow if the people you are surrounded with are people that they don't see anything other than maybe this thing is not going to work or it's not going to progress.
Huh.
You can't,
Let me just keep quiet
even
because
though
I
you
said this thing
yourself
last week.
you are doing all the best you can. Please, if anybody they are saying you want to do something and people are just talking down on it, or that is not to say that you are not going to accept correction, like if people want to give you feedback and all that, but know what you want to pick and move on. To
Mm,
a point, people know that if you give me advice, it's not like I don't take advice or feedback, but I would screen what is for me, what is not for me. I will screen what applies to me, then trash the rest if it's not apply if it doesn't apply to me. Then people you surround yourself with is very important. If you are with people that are always saying things are hard, things are hard, things are hard,
mm,
it is not a cause. You will find it hard, right?
mm,
And this is not me saying that you should be, this maybe blind optimism where you're just being optimistic. No, understand, because these things they have a way of affecting your mental, what you are thinking, your mindset itself, right?
mm.
They have a way of affecting it, because if you see someone that said, me, I've tried this thing, it does not work. So even if you want to try, because you've heard that thing and you've already accepted that, you feel like maybe if I try it too and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work generally. But what I remind myself of
I swear.
is that for this thing to work for this person, it will work for me. Oh.
Pardon me. I have to button. I like to button. Sorry. See, the thing is, your environment would actually. This is going to sound motivational speakerly. I agree with Abby. Just sit with me. Your environment would actually determine your reality because, and the thing is, whatever environment you are, will actually confirm something for you. Do you understand? If they tell you it won't work, it is true. It will not work. Anything you get started with will not work at first. So when it doesn't work, it will be confirmation. It doesn't work. But if you have people around you that have some iota of, you know, optimism, right? And they see that they are telling you that this thing is possible. They are telling you that you should just keep trying. Even if you get a little win, it becomes confirmation of what they've said. So that is why, and I said it last week. I keep saying it. You can't be putting yourself around people that are just complaining. Complainers would always complain. See, there are people that they gather excuses. They are excuse gatherers, right? Anybody that before you say anything about what you want to do, they already I know this person that tried it and it's and Keniko. That thing is hard though. When me I bought Kenny last year, why you made it, you messed up or you failed. That is okay. Why are you now projecting that on me? If you surround yourself with those kind of people, it doesn't matter how hard you want to work, right? It is not going to work for you. It is not a curse. In fact, I'm sorry, being around those kind of people is actually what is the curse to you because, like I said, when it will, there's a point you will get to that it will not work out. It will look like it's not working out. You would fail. Then it becomes a confirmation for you. Most of the people I keep around me, they are not yes men or in such a way that you want to do it, yes, 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 no. But they are open to possibilities such that, you know, they give you room to continue to explore. You understand? Just today, I texted a friend of mine, actually the person that I'm bringing on next week, about an idea I had. It was like, man, let's get on a call about it. Let's see. You understand? It is not a regular idea. Me and him, we don't know how we will do it. But if you have people, like one of my friends said, when he was telling me, it was in a conversation with one person. He talked about his target. He's like, do you want to steal it? Which kind of mumu mindset with that? Do you want to steal it? Like, I don't think about that kind of money. Oh, it's for certain kind of people. Well, it might be true for certain people, but I don't choose to accept that. And like you said, one thing about me is I have a deep conviction. eh, if I can find one person that has done it before, I will just start laughing. You know why I'm
Mm.
laughing? Because I believe that it's possible. The
Awesome.
fact that I can see one person, right? And I'm going to drop a name here, whatever, because you know the guy. The day that um Mena did a
Mm-hmm.
breakdown about how he eat a target that I wanted to eat, I just started laughing. I was just laughing like I have known one person. I might not even know how the person did it too, but the fact that something has burst open in my head that it is possible. Ah, that is the hardest part, to see it as, a possibility for you. And it's not only about money, right? Even what you want, a skill you want to learn. I'm saying it publicly here, and I'm saying it without regret. I might change my mind later, like a year from now, that okay, maybe I'm not doing it again. And it's, maybe I know it's not a waste. What I'm on right now is learning how to build agentic AI. Am I scared about it? Yes, because I'm seeing some things that are looking like all this coding and whatever, Python or some rubbish that I'm not used to. And generally, I run away from things like that. But I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe I learn it, and while I'm trying, and I finally discover that there's a part of that doesn't require that technical stuff. Maybe that's where I focus on. But I'll never find that out if I don't, you know, keep trying. There's a question in the comments. I don't know if you want to take this, Tokwe. She says,
Okay. I can.
I have a
You said
question. I paid
for.
so many
Mm-hmm.
professional courses and I haven't devoted to learn any of them. What could my problem be?
Well, I think it's not going to be a. I think it's a mind problem. Then
Hmm.
um, it's a mind problem. It's not really about maybe work, life, things are busy or things are hard or things are, there's no time, all of that.
Hmm.
I think it could be, a mind problem. You paying for so many courses, you've not been devoted. Do you want to take a step back to ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Hmm.
Why am I not being able to devote them? Maybe you think you like those courses, then maybe while
Hmm.
you got in you realize that probably this is not for me. And I know that there's something in business analysis, again we call it sunk cost fallacy.
Hmm.
Sunk cost fallacy, like you've invested so much time, effort, you are like, okay, should I leave this, should I give up, those kind of things. So you need to like take a step back to ask yourself and reflect, like, why, what exactly is going on. So if you ask yourself those questions, because that question is a question only you can
Can
answer for
answer.
yourself, because it's a thing of why. Probably you don't
Hmm.
even enjoy those courses, probably you got into those courses because they said, oh, learn this thing, you
Yeah.
pay more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and so because you are not
That's what I
getting
wanted to point out.
the results that you expected to get, you felt
Mhm.
like, oh, maybe it's not for me, right? So those are like some of the things. I don't know if you wanted to add something to it, because
Yeah, I
that
was
would
biting
take
my
me
tongue
back
to
to
not
like
interrupt
another
you.
point I wanted to. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
for me, right, there are two things. The advice I would give you is pick one and finish it. Let me tell you why I said you pick one and finish it. Just for the sake of finishing something, it builds something in you. Because let's assume that none of these things are for you. When you finally find the one that is for you, you're not going to magically have motivation to finish it. Become a person that starts something and finish it.
Mm,
Just finish it. See, I don't know if it is me, and pardon me if I'm giving people. I don't think it's bad advice. See this thing, this airpod. I think I posted on my WhatsApp status the other day that, um, what's it called? That I was using this Oraimo airpod for like 3 years or 4 years. It got to a point that it was only one that was working. Do you know what that thing did for me? Right? There are some things that I'm not even sure I want to devote to it, but I'll just plug in my ear, right? And I'll just be listening to it. You understand? It doesn't always have to start so intense, like, oh, I'm sitting in front of it, I'm writing. Sometimes you're just listening and you're just learning the possibilities. So somewhere in there, you might find something that interests you, right? And then you decide to go deep into it. You understand? So that is why I want you to actually go and pick one, or even pick every. You know what? Pick one, because sometimes it is while you are doing what you don't want to do that you finally figure out what you want to do. You understand? When I was working at a gym and I was building out their CRM manually, which is the customer relationship management system, where I get to see subscriptions, I never knew that I was going to be doing email marketing. Matter of fact, when I chose email marketing as what I wanted to do, I didn't even link it to what I was doing at the gym back then. Sometimes it is while you are doing what you don't want to do that you figure out what you actually want to do. It will just be a small signal. This part is interesting. Then you just go deeper into it. And then the other thing is, I think one thing that Topper said here is important. I always say this thing. Another big problem we have is, I said it last week as well. Too many seeds. There are too many things are fighting for your attention. Too many opportunities. Too many headlines. Too many this. Too many that. It's not your fault you bought all those three courses. It's because of people like me, not entirely like me, because I don't write black art copy. I don't write unethical copy. It's because of copywriters. People like me train for years to know the right words, the right headline, the right subheadline, the right something we call the unique mechanism. I'm telling you the secrets of the craft. Big idea. A big idea is something that when you listen to it, you are so distracted, you are so in love with the big idea that you are not really thinking logic, because human beings make emotional um decisions. So maybe you've been thinking, oh man, I need to start making money. Then you see something that says, hey, this thing, money, 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 whatever, whatever, and it sounds easy. Then you pick it up. You have to be able to sift, and it is difficult for even me, between, hey, you know what, this thing is not for me, I'm just going to say no to this one. You understand? This one that I'm already doing, let me just do it and see where it leads to. You understand? Because in this age and stage that we're in, it's possible for you to take other people's desires as your own, and it will start to feel like your own, because everybody's talking about it. Like, yeah, that thing is interesting, I'm actually doing it. You actually don't like it. You just heard a lot of people talk about it, and you just want to do it. It's crowd mentality. It's difficult to tear yourself out of. I don't blame anybody. You understand? So my advice is, pick one. You can even close your eyes, do raffle draw, pick one and commit to do it, or open your eyes and pick one and just do it. It will build your resilience, and it will build, you know, an habit of finishing things. I need to um wrap this up here before Topper's husband calls me on the phone and says, you're keeping my wife till late in the night on a live call. Um, thank you very much, Topper, for joining us here and sharing your ideas. Big boohoo to MTN and all the network that now allow us to see your face while you're speaking to us.
Seriously.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of people picked up interesting stuff from this. Uh, really happy that you could share your story with us, and I myself have learned quite a lot. Even though you say it's a lie and you don't believe, but I've learned quite a lot from this interaction this evening. All right, guys, we will be wrapping up. Except if somebody else has another question for our guests, while we're looking into that, let me give you a preview of what is happening next week. I'm bringing another of my friends, Mr. Eben, somebody that I've worked closely with over the past couple of years. There's nobody that I'm bringing, right, to this series that I've not known for years. So I'm not bringing one person that I hear that they are doing whatever. These are people that I've known for a long time. These are people that I can vouch for anywhere, and I know that they're actually doing what they say they're doing. For Tokwe's story, what I wanted to establish was, starting with chaos, right? Having a chaotic start and still being able to figure things out. For Eben, his story, uh if you guys ginger him enough to share, because he's quite the gentle, quiet person, will wow you about how quickly somebody can grow in a short time. When we calculated, no, it's not for me to say, but let's just say over the past couple of years, he has grown exponentially by just one thing that I'm always telling you guys about: excellence. So the tag for next week's session is going to be uh what's the tag again? I've forgotten something excellence, yeah. Uh I really have forgotten. I'll put it on the WhatsApp. What's it called? I think growth by excellence or something by excellence. I'll remember, and I'll put it on the WhatsApp channel. So stay tuned for that. And anytime you want to rewatch this is going to be on the YouTube channel. You can always go back to it. I think we'll also be posting short clips on socials, and sometime down the line we're going to be doing show notes, like um, you know, summaries of what we discussed after each session. It was a swell time with you guys tonight. Thank you, Gabriel, for joining in. Thank you, Ola. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Miss Lucy. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Damola. Thank you, Ola. All you guys that joined and engaged tonight. Do have a swell rest of your night, and take care, guys. Goodbye.